Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is petplatypus here, and it's time to review a couple more episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho. This is an extremely simple episode, so it should be a pretty fast review. We get Yusuke finishing his fight with the one dude with the helmet, and then he fights the ninja. As far as the fight with the dude with the helmet goes, he takes another pretty hard punch. He takes this really beastly throw, too. It does like this. He starts spinning around above his head, throws him, he's spiraling, and then he slams his head into the ground while he's spiraling, and then flips. That was pretty badass. Coughs up blood. That was cool. What ends up happening, though, is while he was getting grappled, or while he grappled the guy, he took Genkai's cigarette that she threw, that he saw on the ground. It still had a glow, which is extremely convenient. I'm pretty sure the glow of a cigarette would not be this bright, but whatever. He sticks it on the dude so he can kind of track where he is. And then he gets his spirit gun ready. Dude shows up and he one-shots him with a spirit gun. Which is kind of disappointing because this dude had like beastly spirit energy and shit, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, overall it was cool. I mean, he used a little bit of a strategy with the whole cigarette thing. I mean, cigarettes don't glow that much, so it's kind of dumb, but it's not like terrible, and it's, you know, anime, so whatever. That cigarette can glow as bright as it wants as far as I'm concerned, but yeah, and the animation was decent, I guess. It was okay animation. Then he has to fight the ninja dude, and no break for him, of course. He has to just go straight into this fight. And they go to this marshland where apparently spirit energy is like supposed to be stronger, but Yusuke can't use his spirit gun, and this other dude's really strong. So he basically just beats the shit out of Yusuke the entire time. He does like these pretty fast punches. He throws like these ninja stars. It was cool though. The fast punches had, you know, solid animation and everything. The one part where you see him like basically how I am on camera right now, and you see like his fists, and like there's like no shoulders, or I think there's shoulders, but there's like no arm movement. That looked kind of weak, honestly. I kind of saw what they were going for, but it was a little weird. Let's see. But overall, then Yusuke wins with like, you know, the fucking falling in the mud, which was by accident. Which, you know, Genkai says, you know, well, that was fucking a fluke, but whatever, you won, so it's over. And, yeah, so Yusuke won by some bullshit. I mean, it wasn't bullshit, it made sense. He slipped in the mud, but, yeah. Dude gets hit by his own throwing stars, which have gunpowder in them, and they called them, like, throwing knives this entire time. They were, like, shuriken throwing knives. I'm like, no, those would be stars. They look like little stars, but whatever. Just, you know, nitpick, but, that could just be a dub issue. That might not even be the show in general, but yeah. He gets hit by his own stars and he's knocked out, and it turns out that the little guy, by process of elimination, has to be the main evil dude. Which is cool. It wasn't the two guys that you'd think would be most predictable, the two dudes who acted like assholes or anything, the guys who were really strong. It turns out to be this little guy who has been kind of, you know, under the radar and talked a few times here and there, but that's cool. So, yeah. I mean, unless it's not him, but I mean, it pretty much has to be at this point, you know what I mean? Unless he lost, but that wouldn't make any sense, so, yeah. He's a little dude who looks like Chaozu if he was a fucking teenager, Chaozu from Dragon Ball. And, Kuwabara's gonna fight him, and, Kuwabara's probably gonna lose, but not die, and then Yusuke will probably have to beat him for, like, the final. Or maybe Kuwabara will beat him, but I doubt it. He doesn't have the combat experience, but then again, Yusuke's pretty injured, too, so I don't know. It might just turn into, like, one of those things where a tournament just gets interrupted, and they just kind of have to all gang up on the guy to make sure he's down. You know, there's plenty of other series that have done this. Naruto had, like, the Chunin exams get interrupted before they were finished. What else? I'm pretty sure a couple other series have done that, where the tournament gets interrupted midway through and doesn't actually conclude properly. But, yeah. I liked the episode, though. You know, I mean, it was a good episode. I thought it was very good. Give it like an 8 out of 10. Like I said, the animation could have been better in places for the fighting, but it was okay. The strategy Yusuke used with the cigarette was kind of weird, but it works. And the whole mud thing would have been nice if he won by his own merit, but whatever, accident happened, you know, good luck, whatever, you know, yeah, he was lucky, so yeah, we'll just have to see what happens with this villain dude. But hopefully he reveals his true form soon, because right now he's not very threatening looking. But anyways, like I said, I'll give this episode like an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a very good episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. And now, would I even go that high? Because, like, I liked it, but I wouldn't even say I would go that high. I'll probably give it like a 7.5, actually. It was a good episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. And now I'll talk about episode 12. Okay, you guys, so Yu Yu Hakusho episode 12. Wow, that was good, dude. Oh my god, that's like the best episode of the series so far. We get Kuwabara versus Rando, disguised as fucking teenage Chaozu. And, yeah, it starts off, pretty good. Kuwabara gets some good hits in, dude seems kind of weak. They have a nice little exchange of, like, hand-to-hand. Animation's all good and everything. And then all of a sudden he decides to bust out these fucking fireballs on some transmuter shit, change the property of his fucking spirit energy. It's more Nen. Oh, man. But Kuwabara summons up his lightsaber, literally with sound effect and everything, and he bounces one back like a baseball bat, which is really cool. And then he gets up again, Rando does, and then he starts to do this incantation chant, and all he did was switch the belt to mini, and he fucking shrinks Kuwabara, which was pretty cool, because it looked like he got giant, but then it turned out that Kuwabara was small. I thought that was a good little fake out. That was actually really well done. He starts squeezing him and shit. First thing I think of, roll clip.
Oh, a Squidward action figure! Let me play with it!
No, Patrick!
And there comes a giant fish!
Patrick, no!
So yeah, that. And he grabs Kuwabara by the arm, and then he proceeds to break it, and it's a really good breaking scene. It's nice and dragged out. It's in a good way. It's got a really good sound effect. The way he's breaking the arm, it looks all fucked up. And I'm like, oh, that's nasty, dude. But yeah, he ends up breaking it, and Kuwabara does not have the power of Wumbo on his side, so he gets his ass kicked. Squeezed a little bit more, ribs get broken, then he throws Kuwabara, unshrinks him. Really good moment with him on the ground talking to Yusuke. What part when Yusuke had his hand near Kuwabara's face, his hand was drawn like really bad. I don't know what the hell that was, but it's not a big deal. Overall, the animation in this episode is actually really, really good. Then he engages in combat with Rando, and it's pretty badass. He lands this two or a couple really good punches to the mouth and shit. That was badass. Then he ends up turning himself in. Then he does like this weird blade thing that like attacks you and like sucks oxygen out of your body from open wounds. Some crazy shit like that. And Yusuke fights through the pain and lands like this fucking nom. He does a nom from motherfucking Dragon Ball. Like original Dragon Ball. Goku versus Nom from the World Tournament. Just straight up cross chop down on the dude's neck. So that was really cool. But the fight's not over. He gets back up, or he doesn't even get back up, he like transforms into his true form, like he's the goddamn devil. Like the ground like tears open and he comes out with this Fabu fucking long ass hair, and he's talking shit about how I'm gonna kill you guys, and I'm thinking Genkai is gonna have to intervene, because it's like the narrator said at the end of the episode, can Yusuke accomplish what 99 before him couldn't, and it's like, well, if he did, that'd be stupid, because this guy should be way out of Yusuke's league. But yeah, hopefully Genkai interferes, or if Yusuke does win, hopefully it's through some legit, it's not just like power friendship bullshit. Because again, he's fighting, this guy, and, he's supposed to be weak from 2 fights in a row. But all of a sudden, because Kuwabara's injured, he's like in overpowered mode. And he's not super overpowered or anything, but Yusuke kind of has this power of friendship thing going on. And it's not like it's horrible, he's not like he's delivering friendship speeches or anything, but it is a little weird, but whatever. His spirit energy is tied with his emotions. That's fine. It's not a huge deal. It's just something to point out. Like if this wasn't in Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm sure people would complain about it. I'm fine with it overall. I'm just pointing it out. It is kind of weird, but overall, I thought the episode actually was fucking great. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It's that good of an episode. It really is. It had really good comedy. Like when the one dude was like, this is my favorite technique to use, and Yusuke is just like, oh, congratulations. That was really funny. And Kuwabara and the arm break. It was just a really well done episode. 9 out of 10 episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. Really loved it. So thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of these episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.